Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Innkeeper, and today we're going to be playing some Timber and Stone at the Land of Islay Season 3. I didn't move there for some reason. I usually move. What happened to my voice there? Okay, today I'm a bit nasally. I'm not too sure why. Well, I know why. It's because I've just gotten up. I got up about 30 minutes ago. Was it 30 minutes ago? Maybe 45 minutes ago. I don't know. I'm losing track of time right now. Apparently I'm some weird time vortex. I don't really know if a time vortex actually makes your, I don't know, disproportionate connection time. I don't really know. I'm trying to say things I don't particularly understand. Anyway, welcome to the Land of Islay. I have been doing a little bit of work off camera. One day I was like, I need to get a little bit of off camera stuff actually done. Stop being a lazy bastard. Obviously that's not why, but still, we got a little bit done. We finished off the flooring for all of our houses right here. And we've also done the second floor as well as the sort of little Tudor design around it. A lot of very, very good commenters on the previous video. Was it 92 or 90? I think it was 92. Coming up with some great designs and also just some little bits here and there that are quite nice when it comes to clarity with the connections of alleyways and all these little bits here and there when two buildings are two gaps between one another. A lot of people said that if they connected up, we could just have like one big house on the top, but they're both separate buildings. It's just sort of like an attached house, as it were. That's a good idea. I very much do enjoy that. A lot of people did say that maybe we could have some 3 or 4 story houses, or maybe just 1 story houses. That's also a good idea. I think that those are all very good ideas. We might try and actually use some of them today, even. I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to get my head around it. It does sound good, though. Other people said that we should. I say other people. There's not that many commenters, but, I'm not sure if people prefer me name them. It's pretty obvious when you go to the comments, I suppose. I probably should, but they're not on here. So apologies about that. Maybe in the future I will start doing that. Just because it's nice. I don't know how people feel about it. I thought that house was on fire then. That looked really, really weird. But anyway, Someone said that we should have like a bunch of small peasant houses outside of the main gates, which is a good idea. I quite like that. We've already sort of got that going on, though. I feel like this is sort of the main place of royalty, and then outside of it is where all the peasants go. But they usually are like a bunch of houses, and then a small town starts to get created. I don't know how far we're really going to go with that, but we might do something. I just don't want to prevent outside houses from more of these little buggers that can light shit on fire. I don't like that. That sounds absolutely abysmal. Anyway, so that's all that. Fantastic. We got a bunch of wood chopped down. I did gather a few resources, and we're actually still making ourselves some more plaster for these Tudor housings right here. I'm not too sure if I want to do anything sort of different today. I guess we should. We've got like these second floor buildings right here. I just like the look of being surrounded, or at least all the sort of walkways being surrounded by 2-story buildings. I don't really think I want to make anything bigger at the moment. I don't know. I've already sort of chosen the design of everything be 2-story houses. But I feel like there is a lack of, I don't know, structure, maybe a lack of interesting houses. I'm trying to think of it. There's an actual word for this that I had a second ago, and I should have written it down, but I didn't. But oh well, it's because I didn't have time to write it down, because I was still talking in the time, and then not the time lapse, in the Let's Play right now. So there we are. Enough about time. I feel like we've been talking about time a lot today. Before we get started in any building, let's go ahead and get our soldiers over here to take out some of these annoying enemies that are trying to destroy our lands. I think 2 of them have already sort of moved their way towards our soldiers, and they've both been disposed of quite what am I trying to say? Quite well? I don't know. This is what happens when I record in the morning. I shouldn't do it. I mean, mornings for me, and this is a Saturday morning, which makes people probably feel like, Innkeeper, you're up in the morning on a Saturday? What's wrong with you? I know, right? I don't know how, but I like getting up early on Saturdays. I don't do it every time, because I also enjoy lying in on Saturday mornings and just sleeping through most of it. I mean, I don't go over the board. I usually get up at about 10. If it's, like, at worst, it's 10. Okay, it used to be like 1 or something like that, but I feel like I've gotten myself out of that bad habit, thankfully, because that is, you just feel like you've wasted your entire day. You really do. The morning goes by very slowly for me, and I love it. And you sort of like, oh, wow, the entire day's gone by. And you look at your watch, and it's like 12. And you're like, what? That was just the morning? I've had so much done. I need to really find a new voice for what I usually... It's always that one voice. It's the surprised nerdling. Well, it's not really nerdling. That's what I'm going for right there. There's a spider that just juked you there, buddy. You want to just take him out before he starts doing some more... Well, before he tries... start that again. Before he embarrasses you some more. And he did. Quite spectacularly. Sure. Why not? Are there any other enemies on this side of the island? I don't think so. I'm very pumped today, though. I want to get these houses done. And I think we will try and do some small bits here and there just to see what it looks like. I think we will... Let's see, when it comes to two-story houses... We want to... Not two-story. Just a single-floor house. I just don't know. The same thing sort of goes across my mind when it comes to making the higher houses as well. Because we'll probably have to go out by one block again to make the third floor. And I think that's when it starts to look a little bit weird. So, I mean, I've not made a design that really is comfortable for something that is more than 2 stories high. So right now, I don't really know. What I do know, though, is that Stuart's probably roasting near that fire. Same thing with Usk as well. You guys want to go back to your guard positions. We want to zoom up a little bit more right here. And like I've mentioned a lot of times in the past, I don't want any building to be really higher than the inn, other than maybe anything that's a little bit further away. And all these buildings are pretty much right next to the inn. So it's a little bit annoying. And I do appreciate all of the comments. And... Oh, come on. Don't screw... Come on. All these comments and ideas, I suppose. There's a different word there, but I'll choose ideas that have been thrown at me. It's very much appreciated. For now, though, I guess we're just going to stick with this. I have done some sort of brown alleyways, which I quite like. I just want to go for sort of a more, I don't know, taller buildings when it comes to our town. And then everything around it can have, like, all these little storage units. We can have, like, a nice garden right here. We just need to replace the stone. We will definitely get there. At the moment, though, we are wasting a lot of time, even though we have quite a lot of it left. Let's go over to our... mining? No, not mining. Where am I going? Remove trees. There we are. We want to remove all these mature trees. We're going to need a lot more wood than we currently have. Same thing with Tudor as well. We nearly have 2,000 of it. Well, plaster, not Tudor. But it's not really going to do it. So let's just cut down all these trees around here. Let's get a little bit closer because we are limited on distance of where we can cut. There we are. Beautiful. So just zoom down right here and see if there are any enemies. I can't remember seeing any at all. And then he's still there. Oh, Fieri, I still remember your name. That's amazing. I've got a terrible memory. And it just shows how ingrained Fieri was in my mind. Okay, truly one of the saints of our nation. But oh well, it's too bad now. We've got a spider right here. God, looks creepy. Didn't want to do that at all. I do apologize for those out there that have some sort of necrophobia. That is just horrible of me. Anyway... Let's see, who do we have right now that is a lumberjack? We did set a bunch of people to be wood choppers. We have 5 right now. Chopper. Every time I say wood chopper, I just think of the Age of Empires 2 chopper. Whenever they go and get wood. Chopper. It's really annoying. But at the same time, nostalgic. Anyway, fantastic. We do need to remove all of these dummies. It's a little bit ridiculous. Same thing with these scaffoldings, actually. This is going to give us a little bit more wood. So we're going to get rid of all these. Now we have to do it by level because there are some in between these corners right here that are a little bit annoying. There we are. It's going to give us a little bit of wood, like 1 wood each. Hey, you know, that's resources right there. That's what we need. So we'll get rid of these 2 as well. It's another way for them to get up and down this tower as well, but I don't want them to go up and down that way. And I think that's it other than these 2. Fantastic. So we'll zoom back up again. Looking good. How long ago was it when we made that? Made this engineering area? It's been a while, most definitely. I've not really seen them work in here, though. It looks very messy, though, which I quite like. I like all the sort of wood chippings hanging around on the floor and on the tables. Very good to see. It shows they're busy. I can't remember seeing them there before, though. So maybe when it's used, it starts to sort of show the chipping. How much wood do we have? Well, not wood, stone. 2,000. I mean, we're pretty good right now when it comes to stone. We don't really need to use anything like that whatsoever at the moment. We have been doing a lot more strip mining. I'm not sure if there are more to be done. No, there isn't more to be done. Okay, then. So many resources we could get, though, if we just mined 1 layer higher. I don't know why I didn't do it before. I definitely had the idea of doing it before, but just never enacted it, I suppose. Let's gather up all these resources, though. Some mithril right there, some iron. Fantastic to see. Copper. Do we need copper? We can sell it, I suppose. We should really do one side first. There we are. More iron is preferred, though. But I guess we can use this copper to eventually make our own iron with coal, I believe. Or is it coal and iron to make the mithril? I think it's coal and iron to make mithril. And maybe something... And why am I even questioning it when I could just go and check? So a solid ingot we can use... Oh, we can use tin and standard ingot. So we can do that fairly convincingly. And then it's coal and iron to make the strong ingot or just mithril ore. Which, you know, mostly we're just going to use iron and coal to make it, since mithril ore is actually quite rare still. Still. I feel like I said still. Well, I did say still, but I felt like I was talking more in the sense of sort of a distillery or something like that. I'm not sure why I was questioning the way I was saying it then. I don't know. I question everything I say at this point. Alright, let's see what we have right here. Just more, there's a little bit of gold. You can obviously make coins with that, which is quite nice. If, of course, any traders show up while recording, which they don't really show up. I'm worried if maybe my record key is some sort of like, we don't want any traders key, but no one really knows about it. I don't know. Hopefully that's not the case. It's probably not the case. There we are. Fantastic. More iron right here. Good to see. We'll go back up now. How many builders do we have? Let's see. Builders. We don't really have many. Mostly, I think I changed most of our builders into miners so we can get more resources. Right now, 2,600 plaster, 716 wood, 167 logs, and 2,500 stone. Nowhere near as much wood as I would like, but I reckon we could start getting maybe this house done. There's probably no way we're going to get all of these done today. I always say that maybe there's a chance, but there never is. So, why even try to, you know, push some sort of weird, we could do it, everyone, we've got this narrative, when we know it's probably not going to happen. Anyway, there we are. Quite depressing, really. We have so much to do, though, and I feel like after we've done all this, we're probably going to build a cathedral. Well, not a cathedral, a church, probably right here. I think I've decided this is a nice place for it. It's not too far away. Well, it's not. It is quite far away from the town centre, but it's quite a quaint location, which I quite like. It's far away from all of the other sort of large structures that we have in the world, or in our town right here. So I feel like it's an appropriate place for it. Also, it would probably look quite empty around here if there were just houses. So we're going to do that. This area, I'm not too sure. We might have something else. And I still think, well, we don't really have room for a lumberjacks anymore because we just pretty much filled it with lots and lots of trees. So dense right now. It's ridiculous. They're not even planting some of them. There we are. We're still keeping up on food, though, which is quite nice. And we have 48 people. It's really weird because whenever I load into the game, it says I've got 51. Which is quite interesting. I'm not sure if we have two ghosts amongst us. Then again, I think dead bodies probably still count as people. That's interesting. Maybe... Maybe that's... Well, no, I was going to say maybe that's why we're not getting anyone, but we did get Bob Marley the other day. Of course, we didn't accept Bob Marley because, you know, he had bad traits. Okay? There we go. That's just how it is. Right. So, timber floor. Not timber floor, timber plaster. Let's see. Let's just double check what the design is right here. So it's 3 blocks. I think that's timber plaster. Yep, 3 blocks. And then it goes in by... Well, it probably just goes in every block until we can't go in any further. On this side, I think it's 3 blocks up. Yeah, it is 3 blocks up. So just 3 blocks on all sides. And we'll get the sort of first redone here. Actually, before we do this. Oh, actually, we don't need to. Okay, good. Because we're already 2 blocks up right here. So we just need to do 1 block. And then we're pretty much good to go. I'm running at around about 30 frames per second right now, so it's not that bad. But it does sort of dip. It's quite sporadic. So you might notice that. Hopefully you don't. So let's just get these first 3 houses done. Let's just see how quickly we can get them done. If we can get 3 of these houses done in 30 minutes, as unlikely as that is since I've been talking for at least the first 20 minutes. I do that every single time. The first 20 minutes is just me sort of skipping the objective, talking about random things, and then actually starting to do stuff. It's not great, really, is it? But there we are. Pretty fantastic. Merv right now, he is chewing stuff. In fact, I need to just open this drawer. There we are. Just to give him a little bit more fresh air. The other one's open, but it's a little bit further away from where he usually goes. Just open that drawer. There's these little drawers that he goes into, but he only goes in through the one and then goes on the other side and leaves the other one sort of closed. So I don't like that. I feel like it's a little bit too enclosed at that point. You know, make sure he gets a little bit of natural light. I don't have the... Actually, I do have the light on right now for some reason. Why do I have the light on? Oh, yeah, because it's grey outside and the room seems quite dull without it. So there we go. It's improving my mood, I feel, quite exponentially so. Any enemies right now? I thought that was an enemy over there by the trees. Little bit scared, not gonna lie. I think we did kill this... Oh, no, we didn't kill him. Oh, no, we did. Okay, we didn't actually kill him, though. The skeletons did. There is a goblin right over here, though. Just... Wow. I've never looked at their grins before. That guy is cheesy right there. That's like some sort of The Mask stuff going on. That's fantastic. Anyway... Not, of course, being a racist right now, just like referring to the colour of the goblin's skin. My god, I'm just a terrible human being. It's more grey than green. Very, very grey. There we are. Fantastic. There you go. Fantastic, yeah. Obviously, that's fantastic. A spider's been spotted by wolf... What the hell? Why is that added on the end of your name? Wolf... Why? Wolfie? I can't remember that being added to the end of your name. Maybe that was a mistype. Hopefully it was. For now, I'm just going to ignore it. There is pretty much the best thing I can do right now. We probably want to change someone else, one of our miners, into another lumberjack, though, just to get a little bit more wood chopping done. Then again, we do have 5, and I think that's more than enough, especially since most of our trees are on the inside of our walls. So let's just turn some of these guys into the pro builders that they are. You're just a 6. I'd rather keep you as a miner just to delete some stuff. You're a 20, JK. Good stuff. You're a 20, mate. There we go. Just some positive affirmations, that's all. Stonemasons right now we have loads. I think we have more than enough. Carpenters, I would say, we've got 3 right now. So many level 20s, it's fantastic. So anyway, that's all good. We can see the sort of stonemason area coming to life. Look at that, it's fantastic. Internally, one of my favorite buildings. Externally, a little bit of a mess, but still quite nice. I've always sort of had that opinion on this place. It's okay. So wood out right now. We're using coal, actually, for this, which I don't really want to use anymore. But I guess for now, we're just going to have to stick with that, since getting coal is probably a lot easier. Now, let's see. Have we done a lot over here? We have. We've done a pretty good job. Now we need to decide where the... Well, we don't need to really decide it, because it's quite obvious. The smaller end is always where the peak starts first. So let's get that done. Construction. It's not in utility, it's in roofing. That would make sense. And then we'll just sort of get it started right here. I'm not sure why you're not building this. Oh, right, it's because you're a little bit stuck. Let's just get you all up here. We just got to sort of move them, and then they might actually start doing stuff. Alright, there we are. So we're going to get it... Alright, that's why. Okay, I was a little bit confused then. So this one needs to start right here. Oh, okay. It's going to be a little bit awkward. In fact, this will be a lot easier if I just get the middle bit done first anyway. Alright, so let's just go over to our plaster again. Timber plaster. There's no reason for us to not do this on all the other structures as well. So I guess maybe we should. We'll probably run out of wood if we do that. And I want to get at least some houses actually done. This one is a little bit odd. That's fine, though. I think I did say before that we're probably going to have some odd housing to add a little bit of difference here and there. This goes back to the sort of comments again, with just a few differentiations here and there with some of the structures, just to make it look a lot less orderly, as it usually was back then, and sort of the designs that we're going for. Which definitely makes sense, but my mind is like, but I must make same. There we go. Do you want to do these 3 at the same time? Do we have enough wood for that? We're running out of wood very quickly, and it costs 2 blocks of wood per roof. So really, I don't think we have... I mean, we'll finish these 3, and then we'll probably do these 3, and then these 4, maybe. And we'll see how far we can really get. Maybe when you get really low, we'll probably just start making... Excuse me. Start start doing one house at a time rather than 3. We're not actually making any wood right now, though, or timber. So we should probably start doing that. Let's make 1,000 timber. There we are. They're not always successful when it comes to making timber. Where are they right now? Oh, all the carpenters are over here. We still need to get rid of all these. All these houses should be more than enough for us to just get rid of all these beds. Then again, we have a bunch of beds in here. Is that enough, though? Yeah, that's got to be enough. We're going to get rid of these beds. Get out of here, beds. We don't need you anymore. Deconstruct. Oh, this is a sad day. These have been here for so long. Alright, there we are. Deconstruct all these beds. We can do the same thing with the food as well. They don't need to hang around here anymore. They really don't. Like, all this stuff they can find around here. Like, the carpenters are probably going to chill out around here anyway. There's no wood, though. No logs nearby. Is there any place where there are logs nearby? This place kind of works out. Not really. Kinda, not really. I guess we don't really have a proper place for our carpenters yet. Really, we should make one, though, probably around about here. Since this is more of our industrial sector, but I don't really want it to be too close to the town entrance or gatehouse right there and the stoneworks area that we have. Which is also right next to our mine, which is quite sort of neatly placed. Alright, so now they're having a little bit of trouble actually getting up there, which is a little bit annoying. So we need to have exterior scaffolding. That's what I was trying to say there. Screwed up completely. And actually, it shouldn't even be here. God, making scaffolding right now, especially when we're going one block up or one block in every now and then, really makes it a lot more annoying. We should do it from this direction. From here? Well, no, it should be here. We'll pause first. So 6 blocks, like that, and then it should just go. We should like attach to the roof. Alright, there we go. And then we'll just get rid of all these sort of little bits here and there that are just kind of annoying. I'm trying to click the up arrow there, but it keeps screwing up for some reason. Alright, there. That's enough, I would say. What we could do now, because we're doing this, is we should probably just have, like, it connect. Actually, no, we don't want one way to get up to everything. Because they'll probably start getting stuck at that point. Although, we could definitely have a passageway right here to help out. I guess for now, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing here. 6 blocks up. Get rid of all of this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we are. We got rid of most of it. Says that one. And then what we do is we get our roofs. Roofing. Wooden roof. Just do that. There we go. And that should connect to it. And since there's only 2 blocks wide here on the side of the building with the roof, or the slant of the roof on it. And yeah, that makes sense. That's good. As for this bit right here, I think this does warrant just having a straight path with scaffolding. If we go to our roofing right here, no roofing, utility. Then again, the roof's going to be right around here, so I reckon we'll be alright just having that connect up quite awkwardly. Of course, this is definitely a corner, which is going to have a nice overhang to it. And it's probably not going to work out in the way I would like it to, but oh well. Roofing. Basically this. Oh, okay, I overdid it there. How's that noise? That's my computer making a weird ringing noise. Anyway, I've investigated. I'm not sure. The noise stopped. And now there were. Oh well. I'll worry about it later on. Maybe a cable was a bit too close to a fan. That's not great. Shouldn't be the case. I'm not exactly the cleanest of, well, makers when it comes to building computers. I really do need to be. Which in my next build will focus a lot more on cable management and actually water cooling as well, which is going to be a little bit scary, I'm not going to lie. I've looked up millions and millions of tutorials online and guides and all this fun stuff, but I know when it gets down to it, I'm probably going to fuck up somehow. So there we are. Computers and stuff. All those fun things. There we are. I haven't really... It's not a self-made water cooling thing. I just bought it. I say bought it and planning to. It's one of the sort of... ones that are already good to go. that kind of thing. You don't need to do as much with sort of your own creation, your own water loop, all that fun stuff. Let's make sure they're actually going to go up here, though. We really should make this scaffolding 2 blocks across, since it's going to be connected to 2 buildings, or at least they're going to use it to get up to both of these structures right here. So if we go over to our utility, I keep forgetting where it is. Just do this. There we are. That should make their lives a lot easier. Whoa. Oh, some spiders hanging around here. We're going to kill him? Oh, looks like one person was like, I'll do it. Benedict taking the kill right there. Fantastic stuff. A lot more spiders in that direction. Slightly scary. Anything over here? Nope. The most annoying thing in the world is finding wolves in this direction. Thankfully, there are none. We probably should do a little bit more mining, though, while we're at this. Are we making more stone? We are. We're making tons of stone. We're not making any more timber, though. They used up the timber so quickly. I just barely noticed that they've actually done anything with it. Alright, let's go over here. Like, it doesn't look like they've made more timber to me. But let's get some more mining done, since we have miners not really doing anything right now. That was actually not right. I thought it was a bit off. I've got this top bit right here that shouldn't be there. Oh. There we go. Forgot how to use the controls for a second then. So that'll just keep them busy for a little bit. Well, that will just keep them busy for a little bit. It looks like they are using this bit to get across though, which is quite nice. The game is as fast as it can go as well. For those that are wondering, there we are. I think the speed mode is better in 1.7 though. I can't remember. There we go. Looking good. They could just hurry up a little bit, though. Getting a little bit impatient now, I'm not going to lie. Let's get rid of all this scaffolding that is no longer required. Just to give us a little bit more wood. Right, there we go. So they've done that bit now. We should start getting the sort of corners of the roof done. I keep saying corners. I don't mean corners. The edge, I suppose. Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, let's stop just screwing up. There we go. Should I go back into fixed RTS? That would probably make my life a little bit easier. So now we're just doing this. We'll do one side first. Just so we don't have to keep going in and out. And we'll get this bit done as well. My computer's making that ring noise again. Very annoying. Very, very scary. So, okay. Oh, I've overdid it again. That's fine. I guess we'll just do this side now. Alright, there we are. And hopefully we don't run out of wood too quickly, but that's probably going to happen. Alright, there we go. And now we will do this bit. We'll add the windows in a second. Just you wait. Got to be a little bit patient. Come on. And now this side. We probably should have a few L-shaped houses. That might help out a little bit. At the moment, we just sort of have these sort of blocks. Just square houses. They're not exactly very interesting. Or rectangle houses. Not the most interesting thing in the world. But I think they just look nice by themselves. Which is why I'm sort of just sticking to a very simple design. There we are. Ah, fantastic. So what is there to... what's been going on? What's been happening? I don't know. What has been happening? Apparently, Spider's been spotted by Anatok. That's what's been happening. I've got no topics on my mind today. Usually I do, but they're quite spontaneous. That's really it. I have no control over the topic. The topic has control of me, though. So, there we are. Oh, double team right there on that spider. Let's get rid of these corpses. Probably lowering their morale quite significantly. So, then again, they did kill like a bunch of massive spiders. But they shouldn't really be dealing with them at all in the working environment that I'm giving to them. So, it's my fault, basically. Oh, wow, though. Nostalgia trip. Just looking at all this right now. So much progress has been made. Tell you what, though, more trees can be cut down, which is nice to see. So let's go to the remove tree functionality the game provides to us. Cut down all these trees, and hopefully they will give us more space to actually plant down all of these other ones. I said plant there as well in an appropriate manner. We still want to keep some of these seedlings, though. But I think we're going to gather a good amount of them anyway. We go over to our raw materials. We have 4 at the moment. Okay. Maybe not. We do need to start buying seedlings. I think we already are doing that, though. Yep, we are.